Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
We're coming at you from Fort Sherman Dam on Lake Bob Sandlin near Mount Pleasant, Texas.
And this is actually a Titus Water area. It's not water treatment, but it's a water distribution center. And
that's the sign you'll see as you come in.
And, this was one of those places we really weren't sure what we were getting into. And as one of the comments on Campendium said is, I've paid money for places that weren't nearly this nice. And one thing we want to address kind of up front is we've had rain every day.
Yes.
And we were a little concerned about where we would be parking. And we parked just off of the parking lot here at the smaller boat launch area. And we're actually on gravel.
Yes.
This whole area must have sand because, we've had, and the term is gully washers, in the evening, and yet the next day you can get out and walk around and you're not stuck in mud.
No.
Matter of fact, people drive right around here because of the fishing. And, folks, we got lakeside, literally, I'll show you the video. There's a fishing pier to our left and a boat launch to our right.
Yes.
And we can, whenever we want to, just walk right out the door. And it is awesome.
And I want to let you know how anybody knows you're here. The police are supposed to stop. Sharon actually stopped one because he'd been by a couple of times and hadn't come in. And so she stopped him. All you'll need is a driver's license and the date.
It's a permit so that they can keep track of who's camped here because there are restrictions, 7 nights during 30 days or something like that. The signs as you come in, and we felt much better about this, say that the gates up there are closed at midnight. I think it is until 4 a.m. or 11 until 4 a.m., something like that, except for camping and fishing.
Yes.
And
you can, of course, get out. You just can't get back in.
And that was something that the officer told us. And fishing is a big deal here.
Yes.
There have been people that have come and they're not camping, but all along in here fishing. And
particularly on the weekend. We got here on Saturday.
But with the rain, it's been hit and miss. And anyway, this, and we're going to just say this because when you're in Texas state parks, you do not need a fishing license, but this is not a Texas state park. So you do need a fishing license, and the boat dock for one of the game warden's places is here. It's right here.
And the police who patrol, most of them are game wardens.
Yeah, they're off-duty game wardens. Or they're filling in for the police that monitor this area. But folks, it's been us camping and one other person, and then last night it was just us.
This was our third night, and
it's awesome.
We couldn't hope for a better place.
And, there are restrictions of no public alcohol, no loud music, and it is patrolled. And so, for free. This is just, we have gotten out and fished some. I've gone
to get her kayak out.
I've gone for catfish. Ended up with some nice bass.
Very nice bass.
But yeah, and then like we said with the storms, I had gotten the kayak out and paddled for just a little bit, and then saw the sky was turning dark and came back in. We just put it under the RV. And then yesterday was actually able to get out for several hours, and it was a lot of fun. And this camping area is kind of on a little peninsula. The big lake is way on out that way, so I had no trouble just paddling around up in here.
Anywhere she wanted to go up in here.
And about the camping, one other thing is there are dirt roads that wind through here. We rode our bikes the morning after it had rained. You'll see there are some puddles, but our tires didn't get muddy unless we just went through the puddles. But there are some places around the buildings that say no camping. So it's marked really well where there's not camping. And I'm just going to go in and address something so you don't ask, and that is, can you camp on the pavement? And the answer is, we don't know. It's not marked that you cannot. And since it is marked that you cannot camp in other areas, I'm thinking if you were here overnight, that would not be an issue at all. But do realize that there are going to be people launching boats. They're going to be able to get in until 11 or 12, and they can leave at any time. I mean, there's a parking lot right here, and at 2 o'clock one morning, didn't bother me. It was one truck started, and I could hear the boat. I mean, it was no biggie. But they were leaving.
Right.
You know, and so, because fishing is a big thing on this lake, and so, this is just a few miles off of Interstate 30. And so if you're going across Interstate 30, folks, this beats a Walmart parking lot to pieces. I mean, you're here in the trees and on a lake, and
We haven't heard anything except for she heard the truck, but it is quiet.
Yeah.
Somebody said they heard 30. No.
No, you're not going to hear the interstate, but this is not far off of the interstate, and it is free lakeside camping. Now, there are no hookups. There is a dumpster. There are restrooms.
With flush toilet.
Yeah, this is free camping, and there is a swim area on down there. If you're here in the summer, if you're here in the summer, make sure you have a generator, because it can get, especially with these showers running through, it can get steamy.
And it's East Texas. It's going to be steamy anyway.
Pretty much, yeah. So, anyway, this has just been absolutely amazing. And, you know, one of those things that, honestly, when we were getting ready to come here, we didn't know. We'd seen some pictures of you driving on dirt roads. And I thought, well, we'll find parking lots for the nights that we don't have. We're kind of between parks that we had to have reservations for. And, you know, we'll find somewhere. Man, this is awesome. It is absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't hesitate if we were heading home from East, stopping here for a night or two to rest up before we finish making the drive home, because this is really nice.
And I will say, if you have questions about parking where the boat trailers are parked, ask the police who register you.
Yeah.
They'll know.
Yeah, we had already stopped and gotten unhitched and everything, so I just didn't. We had thought about it. But then when we got here and saw that this spot right here, we were on gravel, we were great.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're here in May. You may be here when they haven't had rain for 6 weeks, you know. We just happen to be here when they're having rain every day. So, but if you are here and it could be rainy season, take a few minutes and look and see where it drains, because you don't want to be, you know, parked right there. But we've had absolutely no issues. We had to go through one little dip that got our tires dirty, but no two tires were in a puddle or muddy spot. No two axles were in a muddy spot at the same time. So we have loved our stay here. It has been, ducks have been the main noise.
Yes.
And we've met some really nice people, and had a lot of fun fishing, kayaking, walking, riding our bikes, and having a little downtime. Hope you've enjoyed our look at this dispersed place.
Fort Sherman Dam.
It's Fort Sherman Dam Road is the road you're on when you turn in here. Oh, one other thing, and I don't know if you're going to see any video of this, but across here you can see they have model planes.
Oh, yes.
And, I mean, where the wingspan is like 5 feet across, those kind of planes. They had, on Saturday, I think it was, they had one or two that were up. That you heard some noise, but it was impressive. You got a free show. So.
And it was during the day. So.
Yeah, you got a free show and could watch that. And we rode our bikes over there and saw some of them, and they were pretty, really, really, really cool. But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed our look at Fort Sherman Dam Road on Lake Bob Sandlin, the free camping here at the Titus Water Facility. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.